Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to Library Live with Mrs. Hopkins. That's me. And we are continuing our discussion about Dr. Seuss. And just want to give you some facts about him. His pen name was Dr. Seuss. And his real name was Theodore Seuss Gazelle. And that means Dr. Seuss was kind of his fake name. Whenever he wrote, he wanted people to know him as Dr. Seuss. And he made up the doctor part. He's most famous for, as I said before, The Cat in the Hat and Green Eggs and Ham. And a lot of people think that those were his first books, but they were not. He has won a Caldecott medal for if I ran the zoo. And I read that he wrote this book because his dad was a zookeeper. Today we're going to be reading I Can Read With My Eyes Shut. It is a fantasy book. And one of the phrase that they use in the book is called pickle color. What color do you think pickle color is? If you said green, then you are probably right. You can see in our book in just a minute that is what pickle color is. I can read in red, I can read in blue, I can read in pickle color too. Now remember, Dr. Seuss liked to do kind of quirky things. He liked to make sure it rhymed. And his book sometimes had a lesson in it. I can read in bed and in purple and brown. I can read in a circle and upside down. And that's one of the things that he liked to do. You might have to read the book upside down in order to read that whole thing. I can read with my left eye. I can read with my right. I can read Mississippi with my eyes shut tight. Everybody close your eyes and read say Mississippi. Mississippi, Indianapolis, and Hallelujah too. I can read them with my eyes shut. That is very hard to do. But it's bad for my hat, and it makes my eyebrows get red hot. So reading with my eyes shut, I don't do an awful lot. And when I keep them open, I can read with much more speed. You have to be a speedy reader because there's so much more to read. You can read about trees and bees and knees on trees and bees on threes. And there's that rhyming that Dr. Seuss just loved. You can read about anchors and all about ants. You can read about ankles and crocodile pants. You can read about hoses and how to smell roses. And what should you do with about owls on noses. Fish bones and wishbones. You'll learn about trombones too. You'll learn about Jake the pillow snake and all about Foo-Foo the snoo. And he likes to make up words and he likes to make up characters too. You can learn about ice, you can learn about mice, you can learn about mice on ice and ice on mice. You can learn about the price of ice. Nice ice for sale, 10 cents a pail. A pail is a bucket. You can learn about sad and glad and mad. There's so many things you can learn, but you will miss the best things if you keep your eyes shut. And there's the lesson. Dr. Seuss is telling you to keep your eyes open and keep them open wide so you can see all the things around you and learn so much. The more that you read, the more things you will know. The more that you learn, the more places you will go. You might learn a way to earn a few dollars or how to make donuts or kangaroo collars. If you read with your eyes shut, you're likely to find that the place where you're going is far, far behind. Now, you can see all the signs that you might have to read when you learn to drive. So that's why I tell you to keep your eyes wide open. Keep them wide open, or at least on one side. I didn't make that rhyme right. Let me read that page again. So that's why I tell you to keep your eyes wide. Keep them wide open, at least on the side. Wide and side rhymes. That's how I knew that I hadn't read it correctly. I can read with my eyes shut. This is one of my daughter's favorite books when she was a little kid, and we have read it a bunch at our house a long time ago. There are many more Dr. Seuss books that you can read. I'm not sure how many he's written. I want to say about 50. You might check on Mac and Via or on Tumble Books for some other books that he has written, because he has a bunch. And the reason why we're talking about him is because March would have been his birthday, March the 2nd. It may have already passed, or it may be coming up. So be sure that you read some Dr. Seuss books. Happy reading.